Introducing the International Endurance Series by Low Fuel Motorsport. Teams will compete for a total prize money of €15,000 over the course of 5 unique endurance events. In each event, teams will face a different challenge: rarely driven cars, dynamic weather conditions, stretching tire life, or reversed grids. Teams will have to be adaptive to come out on top of their competitors and claim victory in the International Endurance Series by Low Fuel Motorsport.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We are here for the qualifying at the Circuit of the Americas, round 1 of the International Endurance Series by Lian Li. Welcome, everybody, aboard in the Low Fuel Motorsport English channel. Obviously, we also have the German one, and also all the different Twitch streamers that are currently online. But I am Cristian Romano, and I will be your voice for the following 60 minutes. For the qualifying session, as I said, we are here in the American track, the Circuit of the Americas, Grade 1, long for a total of 5.5 kilometers. It was initially created simply to host Formula 1, but then it evolved into hosting all the major series in America and also internationally, such as NASCAR, such as MotoGP, with also around in Australian VA supercars, Le Mans Series. We also have had IMSA in here. WEC has around here with the Lone Star Le Mans, and this track was created in 2012. So this is currently its 12th sort of year, going for the 13th since this track was created and officially opened in September. But anyway, apart from the history of this racetrack, we are just a couple of minutes away from the very start of the qualifying in this 20 turns racetrack. I said 5.5 kilometers long, and the structure for this qualifying is going to be a bit odd. It's not going to be the usual simple qualifying session for the whole duration of the hour. It's going to have 3 different sessions. One which is elimination zone for the top 25, then the second elimination zone is cut at the 15th place, and then the Q3 is on. Each session has a 10-minute qualifying timer, and then it's going to have 5 minutes of intermission, and it's effectively a one-shot, so 1 lap and that's it, and that will dictate the standing grid for tomorrow, because the race will be held tomorrow as at exactly 1:10 p.m. the start will be held, and for the race every stint has a 48-minute timer on its head, but roughly that will be it. And 2 minutes before the start, I hope everything works smoothly. I hope my voice is smooth. That's usually the main concern of mine. Obviously, thanks to all of our sponsors, you can see them on the screen, such as Aztex Sim Sport, with Moda Racing, Nitro Concept, VCO, Camus, Hasenfeld, CaseKing.de, and VRS, all of them which could help you build your next sim rig. I will then see if, okay, yes, everything works. But as I said, this race is, this championship is brought to you by Lian Li, main constructor of gaming PCs, so go check for their website. But in any case, currently a couple of seconds away, the cars that will be used are, as always, the GT3, and we will see the start shortly. As it's 20 o'clock CET. The Secret of America is one of the hardest tracks to effectively put yourself for a challenge. It's very technical. The first sector is, I will say, it takes inspiration from Suzuka with the S's. The second sector is more prompt to a very low downforce race car. And then the first sector, you can see here on the helicam from the preview of the racetrack with a huge tower that is held in the long multi-right-hander. The first sector is very technical and requires you to have pretty much stable, but at the same time very agile setup. So it makes the sector quite difficult. In the end, effectively this track requires you to have a setup which is a mix of all the conditions. You can't really go for a single idea. You have to go for compromises, because you can be fast in the second sector, but that will almost certainly make you slower in the first and third sector. You can make your car more aerodynamically efficient for turns, but that will obviously make your car slower in the second sector, which is the main overtaking spot for the race. But since this is qualifying, they can use a different setup. And I will assure you that many will probably go with more agile setup, since you don't really need the sheer speed. You don't really have to make overtakes. You just have to be quick on a single lap, as I'm sure these drivers will show us shortly, as there is just a couple of drivers remaining. Also, thanks to currently all of you 100 that are into this stream. And if the microphone or the game audio is too loud, just let me know. I have the Twitch chat just under my eyes, as I'm hearing that there is green light, so we'll go live on here. Oh, apologies. It is? Okay, way better. So here we are for the very start. The first cars that are going on track are the Ferrari number. Let me click on it. The 255 for low fuel motorsport. 256, apologies. 256 for low fuel motorsport. We'll go for a bit of something. Yeah, okay. We'll go for a little journey with Justin Stubenach. 256. You can see into the S's. It's uphill for this crest here, which is very important because you have to cut it as much as possible, but not too much, otherwise your lap gets invalidated pretty much instantly. Then downhill into the hairpin, into turn 11, then all the way on the back straight, more than 1 kilometer long, with the waving since it's only 10 minutes to prepare your tires for a single lap. The Ferrari's noise is quite honestly a great one. And then into turn 12, and there it starts, the technical zone. Quick right-hander, more than 90 degrees angle. And then here it's a quite difficult spot because you have to brake while turning. You can see here on the left hand side also braking, so you have to make your car as grippy as possible. And then into the carousel, just next to the tower, right-hander, multiple corners, multiple right-handers. 17, 18, and then 19 left-hander, no real braking point there. And then into the final 90 degrees angle, left-hander, but our driver for LFM will be the first one to start the lap. So we go into our external camera with a very nice livery there. Obviously I think we can expect something along the lines of 2:04 in qualifying. It's highly possible for these drivers. Certainly it's not a, let's say, human time, but these aren't humans. These are machines. On the left side, on the tower, it's going to switch during the time with the nationalities and the car manufacturer, but for the whole duration of the time, on the left you will see the gap from P1. Obviously now the entire column is empty because no one really made a single lap time. Track temperature is 30 degrees with air temperature 20 degrees. So this means that you kind of have to go cautious on the tires. It's quite hot. Track is quite hot, and certainly have to give yourself a little bit of air in the tires. Now into the technical zone for the 256. As you can see, all the drivers on track. There are at the moment 44 teams that will tackle on the American racetrack. You can see the tower sparkling. And to be fair, it's the symbol of this racetrack into famous Turn 19, which had some controversies, especially in NASCAR, in the latest times. But here we have our first timed lap, and this is going to be a 2:03.9, so it actually is quicker than what I thought. It's not a 2:04, it's a 2:03.9. Then Lorenzo Magnani goes on for a 0:04.3, currently second in the standings. We'll go with Tamara for Sim Heaven. I'm seeing a 2:04.060, that's Pavel Polovchuk for Vincenzo Sospiri Racing. Very close to the very top of the leaderboard, but not quite yet. But obviously, it's a reminder they just need to be into the top 25 to go to the next zone. So Q2. As Vincent Pearl goes for a 0:04.4, that's 6th place for him. And Max Menicke in 8th place. The McLaren 720S Evo just starts the lap. Apparently it was a very late outlap for Sim7 Motorsport, as Wojtek Nieuwirth is in 14th for Aston Martin and Joyous. At least this is the team that is shown there, and although unfortunately I'm not sure if that's the correct team name. So at the moment Tom Gonzalez for 081 Competizioni is in a bit of, apologies, Tom Gonzalez here, it is for Ora Racing team, is in a bit of a situation because he is currently with a 2:06.2 and last in the standing, so I doubt they will get to the top 25. Gabriele Rosone goes on for 16th place with Matteo Naldi for Uplight Esports in the number 27, currently 9th. And for some reason this is not working now that I look at it. So let me just see the reason for it. Because everything is okay, way better. Okay, now it should work. So apologies. Apparently it disconnected for a moment. Anyway, we go back on the racing surface. Currently the 52 goes on to take the flag from 44th on the grid to get into starting the lap. So very late outlap for the Mustang 2, as Washington is currently in the zone. So Shiton is now in 31st place. And we'll start the lap. Many drivers actually going for a very late out lap. As Boothby went for 255 competition in the car number 255 in second place, just behind their sort of teammates. As Proel is now in 14th, because the standing just updated. CCTV for some reasons is not showing me. I'll resolve it later on. As Reinders is now in 7th place. And another couple of drivers are still on the racetrack. With the number 45 going as Hutchinson. In 7th place. So the number 45 is now in the top 25. Number 43 for Top Racing goes across the line in 28th place. So this will not be enough, and the 33 team will then stay on the bench for Q2. The 52 goes into 28th place. So even for them, there is, for qualifying is over. Number 6 in the Bentley for G League Esports. Instead, they are in 16th place. So they join the pack, as the 202 is in 13th now. Number 55 that goes for Veloce Masters, as Dario Iemulo is now in 3rd place. Roughly a tiny bit behind, not even a 10th behind. As the number 11 sits in 37th place, with the number 69 going for 36th, with the 203 for Gladius Competitions, setting the 12th time with Simone Seminara driving for them. So number 58, so Ragioli Esports. Just 2 cars remaining. As the flag shows off, and your top 25 just narrowly, the 58 makes it just in front of the 259, and that's top 25 for Nick Bevin for Ragioli Esports. And okay, I can't. Understandable. Okay, now I can. Thank you. So this is your top 25 for, well, literally 25th driver for Q1, as Nick Bevin just enters at the very final moment in the top 25. I just don't know why I don't see the times showing on the tower for some reasons. Nothing else works though. Best relative just doesn't, neither does the personal best. So I think I just have to restart it. In any case, I think roughly in a couple of seconds we can see the quality results. We just wait a couple of minutes, but anyway, the 256 for now stands in P1, but obviously that's pretty much useless since it's now free practice 5 minutes before the next session, so Q2 starts, and that will then dictate the top 15, which will go into Q3, so obviously a bit of practice. And also I think I forgot to mention this thing here, but every driver can join only one of these 3 sessions. So effectively, you will see a different driver every single time, and that's because they are obliged to go for 3 different drivers. Maybe the qualifying is now on. Let me see. Yes, it is. So this was the top 15, but that's not really important since it's not definitive, with 255 and 256 on the top 2, with Velocitas Masters and Gladius Competition and Williams Esports in the top 5. This is the important bit because Raggio Esports just makes it in front of LFM Esports number 259, Team Racing Point, Berlin by Nitro Concept Sim Racing Champions, RNL Roar, in 30th place in the car number 20, with the car number 254 in 31st, Skillmark Racing, Flyby per Cryonics in 33rd, Brava Motorsport, Top Racing TV in 35th, Fisher Racing Esports, Sim Heaven Motorsport, Pit Speed Racing, Fisher Racing Academy 081, and then I didn't make it on time with all the other drivers, but these... Okay, we'll just wait for a tiny bit. These are some of the teams eliminated, because I'm just missing the final 5, as the top 25 goes on for the Q2. But you can see the gaps. Literally, the top 20 in less than 5 times. To be exact, 21 teams are in alpha second. This is how close this pack here is. And it's astonishing, to say the least. It's incredible how tight the difference is. As I say, Aura Racing is in 41st, Elementary in 42nd, with RCI Esports in 43rd, and 44th goes on for Fisher Racing Esports number 997. With these 3 teams essentially without a lap. Back on live. I will try to just this works. Let me see, because it's a bit annoying to not have... I'm not really sure why, but unfortunately the best relative doesn't work, which is a bit of an useful thing to have in... Maybe because no one set a time yet? Okay, okay, maybe that's why this time around. But earlier on, I wasn't really sure why. Maybe now it worked. So now you can see still 37 teams, but only 25 of them will remain for the Q2. So again, 10 minutes after this free practice, and then another 5 minutes to prepare the 3rd driver, which technically should be the strongest. And then it's going to be the effective grid for tomorrow, with a race which will start, as I said earlier, at 1:10 in the afternoon. But let's take a moment to appreciate some drivers' schemes, with the number 39 for Hoplite Esports. Okay, now it's working, so maybe it was just a little glitch, because now you can see on the left the time is working. So yeah. Apologies for the technical issue. Another car which I would like to see, maybe this one here. BS Plus Competition, effectively BMW Esports team. Jacob Oseman is in number 89 with a very nice livery there. Very technical, I would say, but also very colorful. It is icy sort of idea. Then we have the Bentley, the brick, let's say. Tinko van der Velde in the number 420 for Williams Esports. Very bright blue. And I really like this blue variant for Williams. It's a very nice one. You can see another car, maybe this one here. Crazy Life Racing, another important team, 745. in the Aston Martin, always with their icy, even for them, oh, my voice, the icy fantasy. I think Van der Velde is the only car still on track, as we are just waiting for the Mercedes AMG GT3 to cross the line, or to go off track, one of the two, whichever happens first. Although I suppose it's going to be the end of the lap. Effectively, we have some teams which are realistically more prone to go to the top 15 rather than some, but it's quite obvious. One thing that I would like to see if I can make this... Oh, it's already team name, so it's not just not showing, unfortunately.
Green light. Go, go, go.
As it's now green light, and I think the same glitch happened. Maybe yes. Let me just to go safe. No, I just reset everything. Okay. No, I didn't. Fantastic. Anyway, 256, still one of the first cars on track, but I could clearly see number 39 ahead of everyone. It is Maciej Malinowski here for us in the S's with the Georgia community on the door. Oh, that's a Bentley! That Bentley was literally drifting. That's a way to hit your tires, that's certain. I can't click on it. Can you just give me... Here it is, Team Nitro. It was Bastian Richter for Team Nitro that went a bit sideways in the S's. Just in front of... what I think it is a 256. As I said, the 39 will be the first car to host a fast lap. Doing S's in the main back straight. In the Honda. Now, I think it's important to, just as we are waiting for the gaps to appear, to look at the cars currently on track. Quite some diversification, although you can see the majority of the cars are Ferrari, with a single BMW, as I can see from here, but some Bentleys, some Mercedes, there are some Astons. Unusual, low quantity of McLaren. You see the 720S is one of the strongest cars all around. And the Honda, which, although given its success in the game, it's a bit the opposite compared to the real-life counterpart, which has... which had some struggles since the project is effectively axed in Europe and USA. I think nobody still runs this car. Maybe someone does in Japan, but I'm not completely sure about that. Malinowski goes into the S's as Leon Berndt is in the pits. Malinowski is second for some reasons, but I don't know why. For a brief moment, maybe Berndt went into the pits. I didn't see, because it just jumped the 39 into second place for some reason. Maybe it's foreshadowing. Anyway, into the hairpin just prior to the main straight. Well, the main back straight. Into turn 11. To go into the inside camera. Fourth, then fifth. And usually remain in fifth depending on the car, but I think the Honda can just remain in fifth. In fact, it does, braking extremely late into the hairpin. Not too wide, otherwise you go over the sausages on the right, which effectively is a lap killer. And then braking while turning into turn 16. And then 17-18 over the carousel for Malinowski. I can see the 255 with yellow flags. Something happened to that car. I think it was an off track for them. In any case, Malinowski goes over the finish line to set the car in 203.5 as Bernd is, as Richter approaches, is in second place. As Gasket goes on for third for LFM Esports. As Leonid Makovic goes on to fifth with his 301.2. Just in sixth place, the number 46 is currently in seventh place. That's Visual Esports in eighth now, since I think the 204 just jumped them. The 115 goes for KFC Buddies. Not sure if that's the name, but Abe Santema is now on the finish line to put the car in 7th. As the 222 is in 10th, that's dynamic for Lucas Bushak. Now in 11th, because Eskil Klopper just made it in 7th. The 203 for Gladius Competitions is now starting the lap. A very late outlap for them. 4:20. I think they still have to start the lap. In fact, they still have to do so. 44. Oh. I clicked the wrong button there. Number 27 for Uplight Esports, which will start the lap. So we can clearly see two different groups there. Some that start the lap very late and some that started very early. 27 prepare itself. No, it doesn't. It actually goes in 4th place. So Axel Ramone is now in 4th, as the 258 for Lucio Motorsport goes in 6th place. Number 55, I suppose they are just starting the lap. So we can go for little onboard camera for Veloce Trustmasters as Aidan Walsingham starts. Into turn 11 and into the back straight. A team which is likely to make it into the top. Now the standings are maybe working. Again, I apologize, but I really don't know why they are struggling. Apparently they're just working during free practice for some reasons. And 55 goes now in 7th place, so Waltham is now just there, in the middle, the top 15. With Eduardo Ruggero, which is just in 25th place. Oh wait, because they just started the lap. So I thought it was the end of the lap for them. It's really not. The number 6 for G League Esports now. Christos Podens puts the car in 16th, just outside top 15, unfortunately. So Bentley narrowly misses for the great amount of 3 milliseconds as Finn Zimbal sets a 04.1, but apparently not a valid one. So that's end of the line for them. So just 2 cars remain. The 111 for the NMC Motorsport by Kalinic in the Porsche 992. A very nice livery there. The matte black and orange. Oh, just over the curb, over the sausage rather. And then into final corner. So the lap is not a valid one for them. Or maybe Jay just took the flag because it's showing a 204.7. I think it was not a valid one just in the last corner. Because I saw them jumping, but I will be honest, I didn't look at it. The last corner. I think that was just outside. The lime and black Ferrari number 58 Jolly Sports as Edoardo Ruggero now crosses the line to put the car in 18th with a 04.602. So unfortunately this is just out. Determined that the 15th place is at 04.432 and the number 6 just missed by 3 milliseconds, and then a tiny bit more than a tenth for Leonid Makovkin, and Ruggero just sits in at 04.6. A couple of cars also being disqualified for going for 2 hot laps. It was the 997 and number 45. In any case, we have our top 15 now, and it's going to be Q3 for our top 15. We just now wait for the session to go through. So we have our Ferrari, the 115, with the Bentley just ahead that just made the cut line, and now another 5 minutes, but now the qualifying maybe just a single minute just to wait. In the meantime, can go on and see some liveries. Simone Seminara is currently being held responsible for the 203, but let's see if it updates. In any case, let's see if the quality results are already on. Let me have a quick look at it. It updated, but I still think, okay, no, it's still Q1 there. Obviously, it just needs a little bit of more time. Okay, so the Gladiator competition is a very nice car there in the Ferrari. They are also quite a... Yeah, I know, but unfortunately, I don't know why, but I just... as you can see, the best relative doesn't work. I already said, and unfortunately, I just tried multiple times to go to stop and reboot the But that's the 203 lagging a bit, I think. Because unfortunately, it's not really working, and I don't really know why. Because in free practice it works, that's the odd thing. But it doesn't work in qualifying. Because if somebody now sets a time, it will show up, but if qualifying starts, nothing shows anymore. And I'm trying to resolve it some ways. Unfortunately, it's one of those technical issues that just happened. And technology isn't always on my side. But as I was saying, Leo's Competitions is a quite famous Italian team. Now they are in the Ferrari. Although you can see Simone Seminara is lagging quite a lot, but luckily this is just qualifying, it's not the race. And we have Nitro Concepts with Team Nitro. It is number 22, which earlier on was involved in a little bit of a drift. As a car balance, I think, apart from the majority going for a Ferrari, I think it's quite balanced. I can see some with different cars. So odd to see a Bentley, considering this car is roughly a century old, and some time ago it was the strongest pick in every single way. Now that a bit of time passed. In any case, I think the results are now in. Probably. Not yet, so it's still showing Q1. Possibilities still has to be updated. In any case, Q3 will start in a couple of minutes. 40 seconds before the flag stops free practice, and then it's going to be, I think, a minute or so before everybody crosses the line. So yeah, as you can see, it works in free practice. This is quite odd because it does in free practice, but it doesn't in qualifying, and I'm struggling to understand why. It makes me quite nervous. I'll be honest. In the meantime, Grunwald and Seattle, just to go for a quick free practice lap, they just set the exact lap time for 2:03.837. Now I'll see if this works again in qualifying. Maybe it was just a brief moment that it wasn't working.
Green light. Give it all you got.
But in any case, we will shortly go into qualifying. Although it says on the upper part it's already qualifying. I think the lobby just. Okay, no, it actually okay. That was a bit odd. So one car wasn't sent to the pits for some reasons. Okay, that was odd. Anyway, the number 39 again at the very top end of the line. It's, remember, top 15 only that will be able to submit a lap time this time around, and the top 15 will set the grid for tomorrow's race. But this time I want to go for a different car. We'll go with the 420 this time around. So Igor Rodriguez is going to be the lead for this race car in the very last moment. But you can see the names on the left side of the screen. We have Grantes Caracas, Igor Rodriguez, Philippe Minard, Valentin Bayer, all quite important names, let's say. And I really think that these will be the laps with the T in, well, I think every single letter of the sentence is in caps lock, to be fair. I mean, the Mercedes, for who doesn't know, but I think everyone knows it, it's quite a difficult car to master. It's a bit odd considering it's mainly understeady. But if you can tweak it enough, it just becomes a machine, and the Williams have managed to do so in their years. And now they are in the 15th, the top 15, as they now prepare for their lap. But I say the surprise from earlier on, I think the 255 never managed to set a lap because of an outlap, as I mentioned early on. They unfortunately remained outside the top 15 grid. In any case, 4-0 now just started the lap. Obviously, nothing shows up on the left. Hopefully this changes. Then again, I have proof that in free practice the system works. Maybe it glitches out because of the skip session. I hope not. Anyway, into turn 11, the front engine car goes on the main backstraight as the Ferrari passes through. That's the 256. Teammates for the 255, which is not here anymore. So already a big surprise for the qualifying session, as we are into the technical zone. The first car that crosses the line is going to be the number 39, and it will be 205.2, and again, unfortunately, the tower is not working. It's fantastic. Try to, at this point, to just try this. I'm trying everything to help you have a better experience, but it just doesn't work, and I don't know why. Anyway, Conrad Siata for 258 low fuel motorsport is now in second place with a 257 in third, and the 256 in the lead with a 203.7. 257 just set a 204.5 though, so this will be a bit of a difficult situation for them. Lucas Schubeck for Vincenzo Sospiri Racing sets a 204.4. Although this is a Claudius competition, so I think it's just the team name wrong there. Jacob Osterman for the number 89 is now in third with a 03.865, and Tobias Gronwald set for number 22 a 203.975, which sets the end of their qualifying. Grantes Caracas is now in second place. Number 44 Visual Esports is now second with a 203.782. So I'm hearing the number 27 for Applied Esports just going across the line. And this will be a 6th place for them with a 204.2, and the 115 goes across the line, and this will be 11th for Luke Edison as he completes the qualifying session. So at this point I just think that system doesn't like this way. But the number 55 is the solely car remaining. Oh, apologies. With crazy eyes on Wosian. But if I remember correctly, he set the laps earlier. And the rule set states that you have to have a different driver each time, so unless the system is telling me wrongfully, I think this could be a bit of an issue. Unless they have some kind of clearance, which I don't know. But in any case, we go for a little race lap with them. Well, quali lap, police. Into 3, into 4, into 5. 6 and then 7. With 8 uphill. Just as close as possible to the curve. To 9 and then 10, it's downhill from here on. The lap to beat is 0.3.7. Okay, it just updated. It's Amedeo Castorino driving car number 55. Just took a ridiculously long amount of time to show it up. As he brakes there into turn 12. Into the very final technical zone. Into 17 and 18 as quick as possible. Briefly lifting off there. Double downshift. Oh, that's extremely wide, but I think he just managed to remain on the racetrack. Then across the line. That's going to be 6th place for the Italian driver. With 0.197. And I think this is qualifying over. And again, I'm really sorry that I can't show you the gaps, but I'm really trying everything. And for some reasons, this just works in practice. I'm really trying everything here, but just doesn't want to work. As you can see, it just stays like that. So this was qualifying for us. The 256 is going to lead the pack tomorrow with the number 44 just alongside. Car number 258 follows, and then 89 for BS Plus competition and 22 for Team Nitro are in the top 5. But we'll just wait for the final standings. As I think they will just pop up in the screen. As you can see, a little bit of donuts from Mercedes there. See if no, it probably didn't update yet. In any case, let's see results. If it did. Still didn't, so let me just have a look at it. So, okay, it's correct, so I just have to wait at this point. In any case, this was qualifying for us. I will just wait some minutes to wait for the standings to update. In any case, this was a quite packed qualifying session, with gaps extremely close to each other. And obviously this is the first time I saw this kind of setting. So top 15, top 25 split for the 3 different qualifying sessions, which saw also 3 different drivers per each team that took part in the qualifying session. A bit of a surprise to see the 255 eliminated in Q2. Obviously, it's a long race tomorrow, 6 hours in the American racetrack. So I'm not really... I want to say, oh wait, I think it just updated. Let's see, yes it has. I think it has, because I saw Ferrari on top. Not yet, it still shows 256 ahead. Let me just ask quickly. No, it remains on Q1. Just maybe have a look. Okay, I think we just have to wait for the system to update. Obviously, it's the first round, so maybe a couple of things still have to be streamlined a tiny bit. So as I was saying, this race tomorrow is going to have 6 hours in its length. I'm not really bothered by the qualifying. Obviously, they will have to be a bit more cautious in the very beginning phases of the race, and they will certainly lose some time being out of the top 15. I wouldn't be, we'll say, too frightened by it. I for certain think we will see some interesting tactic from the Low Fuel Motorsport car. I'm still waiting there for the qualifying table to update. In any case, we'll see certainly some Ferraris and Aston and certainly some Mercedes having battle with each other. For the so I have confirmation that unfortunately it was a game bug, the one I had with the multi-qualifying and practice. So at the very least, that's something. And again, I'm just waiting. Maybe I will. So anyway, obviously thanks to our sponsor, Aztec Team Sports, Moza Racing, Nitro Concept, VCO, Kaus Usenfeld, Kskin.e, VRS. That's all you need for your sim rig preparations, and obviously the International Endurance Series is brought to you by Lian Li. So go check their website for a bit of guidelines to build your PC. So as I was saying, unfortunately, I think it's just the game that kind of... okay, unfortunately the results are a bit glitched. So they said that the qualifying results will be shown tomorrow. So yeah, unfortunately I'm sorry that it went this way, but ACC sometimes is a fun platform, to say the least. And in any case, I hope the qualifying session, I would say, went smoothly. At the very least, it was enjoyable. And let me just see if I can, at the very least, go here. No, okay, no. Anyway, thank you to all of you that followed the qualifying session, and I hope you all will enjoy tomorrow's start. Remember, the start of the stream is actually at, let me have a quick look, it's at 12 p.m. and then the start of the race will be at 1:10 p.m. CET. So wherever you're in the world, just take that as a reference. And the qualifying will be shown tomorrow at this point with the problems resolved. And again, apologies for some issues during the stream, but I will try my best tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be on the second stint just after John Watts with John Wright alongside me. Thank you everybody to have followed the stream, and be sure to check the start of the race tomorrow. Until then, have a good reign of the evening.